my name is Rachel, and today I'm bringing you my January TBR plans. So right off the bat, let's just jump in with my probably highest priority book, and that is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. One, I've had this book on my TBR for way too long, and I've really wanted to read it. It's got a gorgeous cover, so just priority-wise, I want to read it. But we're also going to be reading it for my personal book club, and I'm going to be using this for my Golden Girls Reading Challenge for January, which was to read a book with a place name in the title. So with all that in mind, like I said, this is definitely going to be a priority. I don't know too much about this. I do believe it's supposed to kind of follow the traditional Gothic horror layout. It features our main character who receives a letter from her cousin who just recently moved in with her new husband, and things are getting a little weird in the house, so she invites our main character to come visit, and I think things just continue to get weirder. So I'm super excited to get to this one. I hope we all really love it, and it's just so gorgeous. I love that cover. Another high priority one for me is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I received an advance copy of this, so I'd really like to prioritize it before it comes out. I believe it comes out mid-2022. I also want to use this for my buzzword pick for the month of January. The challenge was to read a book with like what, why, when, where, who in the title, and this obviously features the word what. The cover is kind of terrifying. But I've heard really good things about T. Kingfisher, and I haven't read anything by them yet, so I really wanted to jump on the bandwagon with the new release for this upcoming year and see what I think. I do believe this is supposed to be a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher, so that is going to be very interesting, and yeah, the cover is terrifying. Next up, I really would like to try to read at least some short stories in the Best American Mystery and Suspense 2021, edited this year by Alafair Burke. This basically is just a collection of the best American short stories that feature mystery and suspense, kind of self-explanatory. I chose this for the Read Harder Challenge to read one of the best American or the best writing books that they put out for any year. So I think mystery and suspense is probably my favorite category in all of the best writing books that they put out every year, so I decided to pick up the newest one and see what they have to offer. So I'm excited to dive in. I can't guarantee I'm going to finish it because I'm not a huge short story person, but I am going to give it a try, and yeah, definitely read some of it this month. Next up is Horror Hotel by Victoria Fulton and Faith McLaren. This one I am super excited for. I also got an ARC of this one, and it looks just amazing based on the cover. I mean, that cover is fantastic. Essentially, this is supposed to follow a group of teens who are famous on YouTube for going into haunted buildings. I guess they're like ghost hunters, and so they go into a infamous LA hotel that is supposed to be haunted, and I'm sure bad things happen because it is a horror book. But I am so excited just based on this cover. It looks fantastic, and I believe this is coming out in early February. And next up, I want to read Pause and Prejudice by Alana Martin. I specifically chose this as a Pride and Prejudice retelling. I plan on doing a little mini celebration for the anniversary of the publication of Pride and Prejudice, which is my favorite book, so I'm hoping to reread Pride and Prejudice, like watch at least one adaptation and then read a retelling. So this is the retelling that I decided to go with. I'm assuming it is based on the title. I guess I should have read more into it, but I've heard such fantastic things about this. I see this cover all the time, and yeah, the only thing I know is that allegedly it is a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it's set in Alaska, and it has adorable little dogs on the cover. That's all I know about it. But I'm excited to give it a try. I think that'll be a fun little way to celebrate that weekend for the publication of my favorite book. So, we also have, speaking of celebrations, we also have the Golden Girls Round 8 coming up in January, from January 14th to the 17th. A weekend readathon to celebrate Betty White's birthday. She's going to be turning 100 years old this year, and I'm so excited that we could do an edition of our readathon to celebrate. So basically the idea was just to read things that relate to White. White covers, White in the title, White in the author's name, about Betty White, written by Betty Betty White, etc. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to read yet, but I've picked out a few that I think are probably going to be on the list. The first one is definite, and that is My Little Golden Book About Betty White. And this is by Deborah Hopkinson, and I just think that's amazing. I'm so excited to have a little golden book about Betty White. This will give me a quick biography about her, maybe learn a few things I didn't know, but I'm so excited. This looks so fun. And obviously this is about Betty White, so that works. The other book that I really think I'm going to make a priority is Five Total Strangers by Natalie D. Richards. We read a previous book by this author for my high school book club, and we really enjoyed it. And she actually Skyped with us, the author, and I've met her a few times at book events here in Cincinnati, and she seems just to be the nicest. So I'm thinking about trying to pick another book for us to read in our high school book club by this author. And this one is one of the newer ones. I've seen it doing pretty well with the reviews and on list of books that teenagers should be reading, so I think this might be the one we try to read this year. So, from what I know, it's essentially exactly what it says on the cover there. Five total strangers come together in the car, and I think they're trying to carpool because there's been some sort of bad weather, and one of them has nefarious intentions, as happens in murder mysteries. So I'm excited for this one. The cover is very white, so I think that will be fine for the Betty White Readathon. And then the last one that I'm thinking about trying to fit in is White Magic by Alyssa Washuta, and this is an essay collection from our author. She's a Native woman, and I think a lot of the essays just relate to her experiences as a Native woman with some cultural appropriation with magical traditions, and just her experience living here in current circumstances. So I've heard tremendous things about this. This has been on my TBR since the day it came out, and I feel like this will be a perfect time to read it. So I'm very excited to get to it. So that is my tentative January TBR. I hope I do as well as I am intending to. I feel like January is usually a total hit or a total miss. Either I read one book or I read 15. So we'll see how this January turns out. Hopefully it's going to be one of the 15 book months, but we'll see. So my questions for you: have you read any of these books on my TBR? Do you have thoughts you want to share? What are some books you are really wanting to get to in January? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.